What's up, guys? Eating a cookie and a banana. Oh my god. I'm gonna take a look at our problem of the day. Some more problems and some more programming. Let's take a look here. Gotta move all my food aside. Okay. The design task manager problem. I don't really feel like doing a design problem. Let's see here. What should we do? Okay. Let's let me shut up here. Alright. Let's take a look at our study plan. So many problems. Number of islands. Game 2. Man, there's so many problems we could do. Maybe we should do a DP problem. We've never done a DP problem in C++, so what about minimum path sum? Never done this one. Maybe we take a look at this one. Now, DP problems are tough. Definitely a tough problems. It's always first time hanging there. Eventually, you'll enjoy it. Okay. Given an m times n grid filled with non-negative numbers, we want to find a path from the top left to the bottom right which minimizes the sum of all numbers along the path. Note you can only move either down or right at any point in time. Try and think here. What is this called with what you're using daily to solve problems? This is called Leetcoding. It's a way to like prepare for technical interviews. I try and do a little bit every day. Do like a problem or two a day, and then do some project work depending on what I'm doing. Let's think about this here, though. Dynamic programming approaches. Right, so from memory, yeah, there's a top-down and a bottom-up approach. Bottom-up is using memorization. As a problem, see what the sub problems are. Top down. Sorry, is memorization. Break down the problem and give them an order of solving it. You have like a cache here. You've inspired me to start my journey. Keep at it. Thank you, bro. Good luck to you too, bro. It's fun. It's definitely a grind, but it's super rewarding. So if it hasn't been solved, solve it, save it. Is right to his memorization. Analyze the problem to see what the order of sub-problems are solved, and work your way up from the trivial problem given. What am I thinking here? Well, I'm thinking more there's probably going to be a bottom-up approach. Usually in the past, I've solved my problems all using memorization. A top-down approach. I'm really bad at a bottom-up approach. I guess a tabulation approach is what they call it as well. Obviously, I think this could be simple to approach. I think this can be done using backtracking. But usually I like to think about these problems as a backtracking problem and then add the memorization to it. I quit coding after what you did. No, bro. No, bro. Keep going, Isaac, bro. Welcome back to the stream, too, by the way. Thank you for hanging around, dude. So, first of all, is we probably want to get our int rows, right? Being grid.size, right? Yeah. And our cols being grid 0 dot grid 0 dot size as well, I think. Now what do we want to do here? Well, we want to create our DP array, right? So let's call it DP, right? Vector int vector int DP Now I think here we have to add the size here or something, I think. How exactly we do that, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe put in rows and is it vector int cols or something? Dude, it's something like this, bro. I don't really remember, to be honest. I don't really remember how to do it. This should be col. Need to remember the exact syntax. Vector. Vector of a vector of ints. DP rows vector. Okay, so that's how you do it. Okay. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is well, DP00 is equal to grid 0, 0. Right? Create DP array and set first val of 2D matrix, right? But I'm lost from here. I don't know exactly how to go about this problem. Should probably do more DP problems, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really 100% sure how to go about this problem. Maybe we can do a little bit of a drawing here. 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 5, 1, 4, 2, 1. Okay. Trying to think here. First of all, our DP starts here, right? Well, what do we want to do here? So, I'm trying to think. Honestly, I'm not sure, bro. I'm not getting intuition how to solve this. I'm really not good at top-down approaches. Sorry, bottom-up. Maybe it might be a good idea to look at a solution. Well, no, I don't want to watch a video. I want to read something. That's probably good. We also find the path from the top left to the bottom right with the minimum sum. We can't move diagonally, only right or down, which screams classic DP. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Use a 2D DP table where DPIJ represents the minimum sum. Okay. Trying to think here. So it looks like here what they're doing here is they're looping through the rows, right? Then 4J and looks like here they're looping through, so they begin by going this way. Then they calculate this way. And then for I in range 1 to M being their rows, for J in range 1 to N, dpij is equal to the min of dpi minus 1 j dpij minus 1 plus the grid of ij. And then we return dpm minus 1 and minus 1. Maybe it might be good to watch a video on this.
Today we'll be solving Leetcode 64 minimum path sum. We're given a grid where each cell contains a non-negative number. We start at the top left corner and we need to reach the bottom right corner. Along the way, we can only move either to the right or down, and our goal is to minimize the total sum of the numbers we collect along the path. This is a dynamic programming problem. The key idea is that the minimum path to reach any cell depends on the paths to the cell above it and the cell to the left of it. If we know the best way to reach those two cells, then we can figure out the best way to reach the current cell. By filling out the grid step by step, we can eventually compute the minimum sum for the entire journey. Let's go through the code step by step. We begin by finding the size of the grid. Next, we handle the first row. Since the only way to move in the first row is from left to right, each cell in this row can only be reached by the one directly before it. To update this, we loop through every column starting at 1, and for each position, we add the value of the cell directly to its left. By the end of this loop, the first row represents the minimum path sums if we only move right from the start. Then we move on to the first column. Here, the only way to move is straight down from the top. So we loop through every row starting at 1, and for each position, we add the value of the cell directly above it. Once this is complete, the first column represents the minimum path sums if we only move down from the start. Now we focus on the rest of the grid. For every cell that is not in the first row or the first column, there are 2 possible ways to reach it, from above or from the left. We choose the smaller of these 2 paths and add the current cell's value to it. This ensures that each cell stores the smallest possible sum to reach that point. We do this using a nested loop that goes through each row and each column, updating.
Okay. Let's think about this. Okay. For int I is equal to 1, I is less than rows, right? Yes. I plus plus, right? We then would do what? dp I 0, right, for the 0th column is equal to we want dp I minus 1 0 plus grid I minus 1 0. Right? I think that's good. We then, right, so we do our first row here. So really what is looking like here okay, so yeah, this also defaults to 0. I had to check that, right? That defaults to 0, right? Do our first row. Then we do our first call, right? So this loop here starts from, right? So we did our initial value here, right? So our grid, I guess we can do this, right? Our grid looks like this right now. 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, right? I guess let's make this look the way it does. Okay. We then start at this value. We add this value, right, plus the current value, right? So this would now be 4, right? Then we go to the next value here, right? We add this value and this value, right? Now this value here is 5. Okay, so we got 1, 4, 5, right? Now we want to do this here. We want to go this way, right? And to do that, for int j is equal to 0, j is equal to 1, j is less than cols j plus plus, right? We want to go dp 0 dp 0 j minus 1, right? Because to go down, or would it be j plus 1? Maybe it would be j plus 1 here. Man, I have to double check. dp 0 no, it would be j minus 1, right? Because we have to look at the value before. Sorry, this is j. Then we look at j minus 1, right? Plus dp 0 j minus 1. right? I think here we start at 0, 0, right? This here is 0, 0, right? So then we would go, this would be 1, 0, 2, 0. Wait. To go this way, right? Then we would go this way. So this here is 1, 0, 2, 0. This is 0, 1, 0, 2. So I think we're doing the wrong values here. I always screw this up, dude. That makes sense though, right? Because this is column 0, column 1, column 2, row 1, column 0, row 2, column 0. I think. So this is the wrong way around. This should be 0. This should be I. We then do dp zero I minus 1 grid 0 I minus 1. And this side here would be j 0 j. I always fuck this up somehow in my head, bro. Like 0 j 0, right? So this does our columns here. Well, down here we then need to do, right, every other cell to right corner. Alright, so to do that here, we'd have to take, when I go to white here, we have to take, for this element here, we have to take the minimum of this one and the minimum of this one, right? For this one here, we have to take the minimum of this one, the minimum of this one. For this one here, we have to take the minimum of this one and the minimum of this one. And then for this one here, finally, we take the minimum of this one and the minimum of this one. And then we return this value here, right? So to do that, we would go, okay, well, for int I is equal to 1, I is less than rows, I plus plus, okay. We then do j is equal to 1, right? J is less than cols, j plus plus, right? We then started this element here. This would be 1, 1, right? We start from here, and we would then have to take the min here, right? So we would do, how would we want to do this? Well, we would want to do, okay, dp I j is equal to std min dp dp I minus 1 j dp I j minus 1, right? We take the min there, and then finally we then return our dp. How do we access this last element here? Well, we would have to grab the maximum here. So I think it would be DP rows -1. DP cols -1 from here, right? Let's see if this runs, dude. You need a compile error here. Need a colon here, need a colon here. Switching between Python. Looks like here we got a heap overflow error. Whoops, this should be J -1. J -1. Still getting an heap error here. Oh, DP J -1 plus grid J -1. Still getting a heap overflow error. DPJ0 is equal to DPJ -1 plus grid J -1 0. This looks good to me, so I don't know what our error is here. Getting calls, J is less than calls, J++, starting from 1. We're then going this way, right? Down here. This way. So 0, 0. Then we would go, we'd have to go J +1. Right, because we're going down, we're increasing. That's why we're getting an error. No, we're still... Oh my gosh. TPJ +1. DP0I. DP0 I -1. This is increasing too here. I think this needs to be DPI here. Because when you think about it here, we want to add the previous value in DP, right? Because we don't know what this value is, right? We want to add the previous value, then plus the value that we're looking at inside a grid, right? Would make up this value. So then here, we would have to go DPJ0 J10 is equal to DP J -1, right? 0 plus grid J, the current J that we're looking at. Maybe that should fix it. Oh my gosh, dude. Still getting a heap overflow error. So we're accessing something that is out of bounds. I don't know why we're getting a heap overflow error here. Every other cell. J minus 1, 0. This looks correct to me. I cannot see anything that's wrong. Well, we're getting an access out of bounds. We're getting heap buffer overflow. So what are we accessing that's out of bounds here? Is it something to do with the way that we've defined this here? We have DP rows and a vector int of our calls. So that looks correct. I don't know what I'm missing, bro. I literally have no idea. Maybe, does this need specifically a 0? Nope. I don't know. I'm trying to do the first column, but getting heap buffer overflow. J is equal to 1. Less than calls, J plus plus. First row, not first column. DP 0J. Damn, am I doing it the wrong way around, bro? No way. Oh my god, dude, I am. Hang on. Row 0. Row 1. Row 2. Row 0, column 1. Row 0, column... Dude, am I thinking about this right? Or am I tripping? Like, row 0, column 2. (2D matrix). Row, column, photo. Zero, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0. I am right. 2, 1. Like, bro, whoa. J is equal to 1. Calls J plus plus. DP 0J. Oh, does this need to be swapped? Maybe this is my error. There we go. That was my error. Okay. So I was thinking about it the right way, dude. Oh my gosh, man. I was tripping, dude. So for I in 1, right, we're going the rows, right? Here. Then we're looping through the rows. Okay. So what are we getting here? We're getting a find a path from top to bottom which minimizes the sum of all numbers along its path. No, you can only move either down or right. So okay, we got something wrong here. So we're doing this correct now, right? Let's take a look at this, right? So we go for every cell, rows starting at 1, right? So we start here. Our j is starting at 1, so we start here, right? Okay. dpij is equal to std min, right? We're looking for the min. dpi minus 1 j, dpi j minus 1. So that's technically not correct, right? We need to add our previous, right? Like what we're doing here. So we look at our previous, and then we add our grid, right? So we add the value that we're looking at, right? So maybe we just add a plus grid. Then this would be I, J, plus IJ, plus IJ, right? Because we need to add what we're currently looking at too. So let's roll with that. There we go. Hopefully this passes, dude. There we go. Type shit, bro. Type shit. Cool. I believe that takes us to 500 problems. Let's go. 500 problems, baby. Took me over a year. Fire, bro. Good stuff. Okay. Maybe we take a look at one more problem. It's 6:23. I think we got time. We can do some project work. Take a look at unique paths or something. I guess it's something similar. This would be a top-down approach too. Okay. So again, I believe this would be a top-down approach. Kind of similar to the problem we did before. So top-down using like a DP table, right? I'm going to be thinking about the same way here, right? Technically, we're given our int rows, right? And we have... what would this be? Oh, we're given M and N. Okay, so we're given M and N. So we want to generate. Let's think about this here. Let's actually read the problem here. It was a robot on an M times N grid. The robot is initially located at the top left corner, grid 0, 0. The robot tries to move to the bottom right corner, grid -1 and -1. The robot can only move either down or right at any point in time. Given the two integers, M and N, return the number of possible unique paths that the robot can take to reach the bottom right corner. The test case generates that the answer will be less than or equal to 2 times 10 to the power 9. How many ways the robot can go? How many possible unique paths? So, if we draw out our problem here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gonna make that a little smaller. What did he do? I did nothing. I'm just doing some Leetcode problems. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go, dude. Look at this beautiful drawing. Okay. We then want down by 3. Right? Let's draw this. Draw. Okay, perfect. We got our drawing here. So Here we start at 0, 0, right? So let's actually draw it in the square. We have 0, 0 here, right? This is our start point, right? Then I'm going to circle with a white here. This is our end point, right? So let's figure out this, right? We're looking at we want to return the number of possible unique paths that the robot can take to reach the bottom right corner. So, trying to think here, right? Kind of similar to the problem before. Again, we are doing a top-down approach. Top-down. Dang, I'm late. Shuzan, dude, what's up, bro? Good to see you again. Have you been doing Leetcode for all 207 days? No, I have not. I do a little bit of Leetcode, and then I work a little bit on my project. I've been teaching myself C++. So I'm doing a little bit of project work, building a top-down balloon shooter, balloon tower defense sort of game, just to learn my C++ memory management skills and stuff like that. But I like to start off the stream with a little bit of Leetcode. You know, I feel like it's good. What you programming, bro? Doing a little bit of Leetcode right now, dude. Doing this unique paths problem. Trying to figure this out. So obviously here, I believe we'd start with 1 here, right? Because really we can only do one path from here. Then from here, we then would fill this array with zeros, right? So I believe this would all be filled with zeros. Okay, because we need something inside of our array, right? Like, so this would all be filled with zeros. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, right? And what we want to do here is we would want to take... What are you doing now? I'm looking at this unique paths problem right here. Just gonna solve this problem and then do a little bit of project work. Work on the game a little bit. Maybe get the final text on the screen. Maybe get some of the functionality, the buttons working. He's doing Leetcode. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's think here. We have our 1 here, right? The way we want to do this, we probably want to take the minimum. We want to look at the value in front of us and the value here, right? We want to take the minimum of this value here, okay? So really, we want to do the same thing we did before, right? No, I mean, like, what part of the game? What part of the game? I'm probably going to work on the text, get the text on the screen done properly, get the amount of cache to be represented, and then probably... do you use Google's help while coding? Yeah, when I work on the project, I'm pretty much Googling the entire time, yeah, but with Leetcode, not really. If I can't solve the problem, I usually look at a video or something. But, okay, so we want to take the minimum of this, right? So we would first of all, we'd have to grab all these, right? So we'd calculate all these values here. So here, we're at the 0th row, so we would go... What this here would be 2, 3. Oh wait, hang on. How many unique ways? So yeah, maybe I think we would add here 2, 5, 6, 7, right? And this here would be what? 2, 3. Then we would 1. Can we? Okay, so we can only either move down or right at any point. So will we go 2 here? So really, we want our number to be 28. That's what we're looking for. That's a golden number. This here should be 28. Voxy host, dude. What's up, man? Hey, how you doing? Thanks for joining the stream, dude. 28 here. How would we want to do this? I don't think this here would be 4. Because I don't think that would make sense here. Maybe it would. Would we take both of these and make it 4? I don't know. Then take both of these, make it 7. Take both of these, make this 7. Both of these, then 11. Doesn't the array start with 0 at the top left corner? Yes, it does, yeah. But we're gonna get our first value to be 1 here, because this is one way. Yeah, the index is 0, 0, but this here is one way that we can start. We need 1 to start, so. I see you're doing some Leetcode. You work on any projects that maybe would require VPS. I'm not working on a project that requires VPS. I am honestly not familiar what VPS even stands for. Virtual private server? No, I usually work on, I have some projects listed on my GitHub, but right now I'm teaching myself C++, so some projects I'm working on here, but, you know, I'm teaching myself C++ right now, so I'm working on a C++ game, little game to teach myself memory management skills and stuff like that, but nothing that requires a virtual private server, no. Okay, then here we go, 7, 7 is 14. 11 plus this is 25. No, this would not work. Because we need 28 here. There's 28 total ways, so we don't want to do it like that. So maybe this would technically be one way, right? We would start here and go 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, right? This would technically be one way, 1, 1, 1, right? Then maybe we would go, okay, this is 2 ways here, because we add these 2 together. Then this is 3 ways here. I think this is better. I think this might work out here. 3, this looks right. 3, then 6, then 4, then 10. 4, and here is 5. Then we have 15. Then we have 6. Then we have 21. Not gonna lie, Voxy host types like SI, no offense, Voxy host. I see, no worries. We're looking for small developers that we can get free VPS. Damn, bro. Yeah, I don't have any experience with that. Yeah, bro. I mean, I can learn, but no, I don't have any specific experience with that. Here we got 7, and then here we get 28. There we go, dude. We solved it, bro. Oh my gosh. So we know how to do it now, right? So let's think about that here, right? So what do we want to do here? Well, we need to create a vector here, right? So we would need a vector of integers. And we want a vector of integers. I can never define this properly, dude. DP. Then we have m vector int what is it, like in 0? Is this the correct way to solve this? I don't know. To create this, I always struggle with the syntax of creating something. Does this create an array, a vector with zeros? Pretty sure it does in C++. Yes, this creates a vector filled with zeros. Okay, good. I did it right. Sweet. Okay. So. Voxy host kind of sus. No offense, Voxy host. Oh, jeez. Anyway, okay. Right, so we want to translate this to code, right? What we want to do here is we have our DP array, right? We then want to initialize our DP 0, 0, right? So our first value here to be 1, right? Then we want to do, let's do our our first row. We want to initialize everything with 1. So we will go int I is equal to 1, I is less than. I is less than n, I plus plus. Let's do like int rows is I like this better. Int col is equal to n. Totally unnecessary, but I kind of like that better. Just so you type so fast, did you leave stream? Choose in. Don't want to advertise it. This channel is connected to company and we use it when we get someone that is interesting. Let's go. Well, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you being here. You can, I'd be happy to, take a look. I'm definitely interested, but I have my email on my LinkedIn and description. So, if you want to contact, I'd be happy to talk. So appreciate you stopping by, man. Thank you. But yeah, we have our rows here, but this needs to be cols. We made that mistake last time, right? We then loop here and do dp, dp I j minus 1. Oh no, dp I, dp 0 j minus j is equal to dp 0 j minus 1, right? Sorry, why are we doing j? I guess this can technically just be 1, right? I mean, this could technically just be set to 1, right? We don't really need to add the before, right? Because technically this is all going to be 1 here, right? No worries. I'll send you a short email. If you ever need a VPS, we can support some of your work that we require for free. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Thank you, bro. Okay. And then we do our first column, right? For in j is equal to 1, j is less than our rows, j plus plus. We then want our dp, Shuzan, dude, chirping in the chat, bro. Anyway. Actually, let me put on some music, dude. Totally forgot to put the music on. Always do some music. Oh, my headset's not on. Okay. What do you want to go about here, right? So we are going down here, right? So we would do dp, this would be 0, j is equal to 1, right? Then we want to loop through everything in middle, right? So how we do that is we would go, okay, well, 4 into I is equal to 0, is 1. I is less than rows, I plus plus. Do the same here, but for our columns, j is less than cols. In C++, you don't have to initialize the counters before using them in the loop. We're using no counters, bro. Our counters here, we're gonna return what's inside of our DP array here, so there's no actual counters. Deadpool says dpij is equal to dpij minus 1 or dp. Yes, sir, it does, dude. That is right. For I is equal to 1, for j is equal to less than cols. Nice class. Thank you, bro. J plus plus. Nice class. I don't know if you're referring to sound like I'm teaching or something, or is that you just saying? Sorry, this is 1. All right, we then want to do, okay, well, dp I j, we want what? The total amount, right? So we would do dp I j is equal to dp I minus 1 j plus dp I j minus 1. And here we would return our dp rows minus 1 and cols minus 1. I believe this should pass. Hopefully. Oh. What are we getting here now? I don't even know what this error is in. namespace std. Is that how you do it? Using namespace std? Yeah. Is that gonna fix my issue? I don't know why I'm getting this error. Do you suggest putting comments on your work? Yeah, I do sometimes, but I did here, but I don't know why I'm getting this error. I don't know why we're getting this error. I don't know what this means here exactly. Like, bro, what does this mean, dude? No member named allocate an std vector int. Good morning from Nepal, bro. What's up, dude? Thanks for joining the stream, man. Do you only know how to code C++? No, I can do Python, Java, and JavaScript. Probably what I'm familiar with. Probably those four only. Good morning. Yes, sir. I don't know why this is not working here. I think maybe I've initialized this wrong. I'm gonna go back to the problem we did before. Which one was it? What did we do here? Let's refresh this. We went and did minimum path sum. Let's see how we initialize. I always get confused with initializing these vectors, bro, in C++. Like, the syntax is so confusing for me. Okay. I think I had some syntax wrong. I think that was my issue. There we go. I always get so confused with like the syntax, bro. Like it's so difficult sometimes. Like I'm still learning, but it it's a pretty straightforward problem. Could have been faster, it looks like. But it's probably some bullshit way. Yeah, some bullshit competitive programming way, but you know, I feel like this is a good DP solution, top-down DP solution. So yeah, very proud of achieving 500 problems today. So let's go. Takes a lot of grinding, but yeah, pretty happy about solving that problem. That was pretty good. You can space optimize it. Yeah, I probably can, but honestly, bro, I don't really care about space optimizing it. It doesn't really bother me, dude. I'm not trying to be a competitive programmer. I just want to be able to clear the technicals, so that's my main goal. But yeah, anyway, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, bro, I'm not even that. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not like super cracked or anything. So maybe if I did a little bit more research. Just waking up and saw this, so I jumped to it. Let's go. Well, thank you for stopping by, bro. Work a little bit on the project. So, this is what I have right now. Let me grab a command prompt. So it looks like here. Nice, join the club, yes sir. So what we want to do here is we want to I want to get this health and this level over here and get it displaying our, well, not our health, our money. I don't know why I keep putting health here, but maybe we can get a little bit of the functionality of these buttons working. You know, if we click a button, then maybe it comes to this state here, you know, where we're moving, right? So we click it, and then we get a thing here, and we can place it on the screen, and then it takes away from the money, right? Which I think will be something simple to do, but for me, probably not. So we'll have to take a look at how to do that. But yeah. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go to these buttons. Mono game. I'm getting ready for uni now. It's time. Let's go, man. We'll have fun with that mono game. I don't know what that means. to be honest. It's just I'm just building a game here just to learn C++. But yeah, let's do. This is cache, right? What's a uni? I believe it's university. I don't know if you're trolling, but oh, it's CPP. I thought it's CS. Haha. I've sent an email with a bit more details. Thank you, Voxy, bro. Appreciate it. C++. Yes, sir. C++, dude. I've really loved working in C++, dude. It's been great. So. Let's take a look here. C.H. I think we have to include it here. Include // slash call slash play.h. You using SFML? No. Have a great day, man. Yeah. No, I'm using SDL3 and I'm using an entity component system to manage my entities and stuff like that. We include our player class here. Show any entities. Trying to think how we want to do this. Let's figure this out, dude. Maybe we can just make an object here with the player class. So player. Player. Or m_player. Right, so now scene.cpp. Leave here, we'd be able to access player dot get cache. Ooh, but the thing is that this, I don't think this initialize is gonna update. We have to check out game. We might have to think about where we want to put this. CPP. Yeah, so we initialize m_scene here, but really in our game here, I think we're gonna have to put this all in our update method. No, this is game update. This is render. m_UI handle event. Input manager update. m_scene update. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to move this. I think this stuff, these buttons can stay here. How can we call this though? Like on this line here. I don't know. I don't know if this is the way we want to call this, but let's see here. Let's ask Claude how we can do this here. How do we do this in the string? Because I have no idea. Can concatenated string literal, yeah. SCD2 string. Okay. 65% battery. Looks like I'm staying for the rest of the stream. Let's go, bro. Is this game dev? Yeah, I'm not specifically a game dev, but I am just trying to learn C++. So I'm going to be doing other stuff on the stream too. I'm working on a restaurant management system right now for my class, so probably going to be doing a little bit of that soon. Display level. Let's take this here. Oh, let's grab this here. This here, SCD2 string. Needs to be level, and then we want get level. Okay, let's take a look. Let's see if that works. Nice. There we go. We got it on the screen. Good stuff. Cool. So now we want to move this text inside of our update function. Okay, so now it's bold for some reason. Oh, wait, it's... Oh, okay. Hang on, guys, 1 second. Oh. Game's crashing. 1 second, guys. I gotta answer this phone call. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Not me, bro. If this person... Hi, anyone have any web developer groups or social circles I can join? I code HTML, CSS, and still learning JavaScript. Yeah, man. I do a lot of web development too. You can join the Discord in the chat. I work on a lot of web development stuff. Shuzhen, not me, bro. If this person is unemployed, how cooked are we? Where did he go? Same thought, bro. Good question. We are cooked. Yeah, you're not cooked, bro. I've only just started recently applying, like 3 days ago. Not sorry, 3 days ago, 3 weeks ago. Okay, so I think what's happening here is that when we're running this, we are constantly redeclaring it. And it's getting bolder and bolder and bolder. So I think what we want to do here is we want to maybe declare it in the initialize method. Declare it over here, right? Hang on, let's move all this code back over here. We declare it in our initialize method. So this is cache, right? We declare it in our initialize method. Then what we want to do here is we want to update it, right? Oh no, it's functionally scoped. Shit. Youngblood, you can join. HH. Yes, sir, bro. How can we do this? Trying to think. Since it's functionally scoped. Maybe we can initialize it within the class, maybe? Trying to think what the best way is to do this. Let's see here. Bro, why am I still second? I'm not sure, bro. I don't know. Type shit. Having what got here? Let's see here. Can you make the text bigger? It's pretty small. Is this better? Zoom in a little bit. Trying to think, maybe we have to treat this as an entity, right? Maybe we want to H. Hang on. Let's grab this here. We'll have this as UI, right? We then want, oh shit, oh my gosh, dude, why is this not copying? Astro entity, M underscore, M underscore, what do we want to call this? Like, cache. I don't know if that's the best way to call this. Cache text. Astro entity, M underscore, level text, right? So now we've created the entity, right? Do you write Go? No, I've actually never. I've never write Go. Never wrote Go. I think I can pick up anything. I think I have the ability to pick up anything, so I'm sure if I started coding in it, I would be able to do it, but let's get rid of this here. We don't need this crap anymore. So I believe now that we have an entity, we have to let's see what we got over here. How am I still not first, bro? Dude, you just not goated enough, bro. Trying to think here. We create an entity, right? What do we want to assign to this entity? What do we have here? Right, because we created an entity here in our create text. That gave it a transform and a position. Trying to think here. What would be the best way to do this? So we did a create text and a create button. So this gave us the text. We're having an issue with creating the entity. Trying to think here. 870 lines of code, that's insane. It's not too big, bro. Maybe we'll have to create another method, I'm thinking, right? But instead that this method takes in... I don't know if this is the best way to do it, but maybe we can do like Astra entity scene. No, maybe this should be void. Astra entity scene. No, what are we doing? Void astro entity. Void scene. Then we call this, what do we want to call this method? Like, someone experienced probably looking at me is probably like, bro, this is like the worst thing to do, but I don't even know. I don't know how to do anything else. So astro entity is what we want to pass in. Astro entity, we can refer to it as text, I guess. Let's grab this function here. We need to put this in our scene.h. Where is our scene.h? Here. Underneath our button text UI. Do you get bored of coding sometimes? Not really, bro, to be honest. It's more of a hobby for me, but out of anything, I just enjoy working on my own stuff. Scene.cpp. We have our add text component here. We then want to call these get components here. Right. Maybe we can pass in like an std string. Text entity. This can actually be our text. This needs to be updated in our scene.h. Scene.h. Master entity mtext, level text. Scene.cpp. We're kind of going to do the same thing here, right? So we're going to need a float y and a float x. I think I'm going to get rid of this over here. We're going to make this a separate way where we actually pass in an entity. Actually, let's add this in first. Float entity, astro entity, add text components. Oh. Oh yeah, that's because we didn't do this. Pass this into scene.h2. Oh no. Pass this in here. Okay, so then we want to call our, just pretty much copy all this text here, I guess. This is text here though. So now we got that. We then want to call this in our update, right? So in our update method here, which updates everything on the screen, we then want to call this display. Wait, what did we call this method? Add text components. This is probably such a bad name for it. I'm trying to think. Coding nerd. Bro, what are you creating? I'm making a teach myself C++ to make a game. Trying to make a more descriptive name for this. Add text to screen. Alright, so then up here we want to pass this in, so add text to screen. Inside of this update here, UI text. I think this will work, but I'm not really 100% sure. Are you a software engineer? Bro, what are you working on? I'm working on a 2D balloon shooter game to learn C++. I've been teaching myself C++ the past couple months. Game, are you a software engineer? Not yet. Hopefully, hopefully soon I'll be a professional software engineer. Hopefully, that's the goal. of this series. So let's call add text to screen. We want to pass in our actual entity, right? And the entity that we want to pass in is m_cache text. So we have what does this pass in? We have our float x, our float y. So 50, 100. And then what do we got? Our entity m_cache text. And then our actual string. I wonder if we can pass this in as a parameter in C++. I actually have no idea if this works. Okay, maybe that worked. No? Did it work? Do we need extra? Okay. So maybe that worked. I'm going to comment this out now. Let's see if this works. Access violation, writing location. I don't know what this error means. Okay, so position. Okay, no, that's right. So we're giving it a. Oh, we haven't actually given it its components yet. That's why. How do we give it components? Holy fuck, dude. We defined our entity here, but we haven't gave it any components yet. Trying to think, what's the best way that we can give it these components? Dude, man, I don't really know about the documentation, to be honest. I'm trying to think the best way to do this. Let me see. We haven't gave it the components, that's why it's not working. Be right back. Sounds good, bro. We haven't gave it the components. See here. Okay, right, so what I need to do here, is I need to initialize them in here. Right, so to initialize these, I need to do m_cache text is equal to, what is it, create entity. Yeah, take this code. Create entity. We want to pass in a UI transform component. And what is it? A UI text component. Okay. So then we create a m_level text. we create these two, right? So we're no longer going to need any of this code here, right? Then in here, we add our text to the screen. So we need two of these. This one is for cache, and this one is for level. M_ level text. I see toString m_ player dot get level. That looks good. Okay, so hopefully now this should work. Nice. Okay, we got 1,000 here. Are we having any more issues? No, we're not having any bugs. Okay. Good. Good stuff, good stuff. So we've solved our issue. But now we need to change this to be... Let's make this like 150 or something. This gives us here. Okay. Nice. Look at that. Look how good that looks, man. Okay, we probably want to make the size of it a little bigger. But let's make this like 500. Let's try and get this in place here. Got 1,000 here, which I think is probably a good spot, right? Then we want to get our not CPP. Let's make this like a little bit more to the left. Then we want to get this to be like 20. Put this as 20. For all 207 days were you working on this game? No, I started about a couple months ago. Okay, nice. Looks good. Stop debugging. Let's make this 10. Make this 10. I want this toString to be... Let me ask Claude. So I want this toString to display... I see toString. I want this to say level, then level. When are you ending stream? Probably in a little bit, dude. Just because I promised I'd call my girlfriend after she got off work, and she just did. She's driving back, so after I get this working, I think I'm gonna end the stream. SC toString, or if you're working all the C++. Let's do this. Cache. And I'm just gonna play get cache C string. Okay. Let's see if that works. Nice. Good stuff. Now we want to make it a little bit bigger. And to do that, we have our component here that we can do transform pointer. We're going to hard code it. Because why not? Because we're just ballers like that. Make this like... What is it by default? It is a 100 by 50. Let's double it. Let's do 200.0 F transform pointer size dot y is equal to 100.0 F. Okay. Still not that big. Let's double it again. 400.0. 200. Okay, looks like it's not making it any bigger, I don't think. Looks like it's not making it very bigger. How did we do it in our button here? We just gave it a float and a height. That's so weird. Maybe we have to make this like hella bigger, dude. We make this like 1,000 and this one like 600. I don't know. Okay, so that's still not working. Anyway, we got it on the screen. That's the most important thing. And we got it updating properly. So, yeah, I'm gonna take a look at this issue. I guess this can be, take a look. This issue size is not working. Ooh. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream there, guys. I've been streaming about 2 hours, so I'm gonna leave it there. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Appreciate all the love. Thank you guys for watching. You guys should join the Discord below if that interests you. I'm building a little community on there, work on all sorts of stuff, C++, web development, whatever it is. There's people in there to do everything. So we got about 60 members. So if that interests you, you guys should join. Also, if you guys are interested, you guys should follow my GitHub. Make me look a little bit better than what I am as a developer. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for all the support. And I'll be back at it tomorrow. Peace. See you guys later. Bye-bye. Everything's in the description, by the way, too. All the links and everything. So come check it out. Peace.